A few years ago, we made a decision that changed everything.
Whoa! Wow!
Awesome. Coming up on this episode.
Wow, so I'm here to load the bin.
Seriously, your face would melt right off. That's hot. But it's wonderful.
Wow!
I know there is a quick way to do it. I just don't know the quick way to do it.
Well, it seems as though we've got another snowfall. Hello, Opal. She just went out to use the facilities. And now I'm going to go and help Ryan. We've got to get some wood split. We're going to use our log splitter. There's a little bit of ice at the shore. Ryan has just come back from getting gas. I'm going to do a little bit of log splitting. This is the big tree that was taken down yesterday with Greg Ovens.
Yeah.
And they think it might be balsam. It's just, it's a great wood.
It's awesome.
Wow, so I'm here to load the bin. In case. Look at that big, huge load. It really was just a few minutes, wasn't it?
Like between 5 and 10.
Yeah. Here comes the snow. Okay, so what are you off to do?
Working on clearing spot for the mill.
For the mill. Okay, and I'm gonna have to clear those bottom panels. I don't think it's gonna make any difference right now, but
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it.
okay. Look at the solar panels are all covered with snow. Oh, what do we have here? Another one. Woohoo! Okay, so Ryan's gonna grease the Kubota. Sure is nice to have a good pile of wood. It's wonderful. Hey, who's that out in the snow? I bet you want to go inside too now, don't you? Here we go.
So this is what I'm starting with. It's about 4:30, maybe 5 o'clock. See how long it takes me to clear this out. Quite a bit of stuff in here. Let's see how it looks. I've been busy clearing land for our mill. And there's no better time to have a fire than in the middle of a heavy snow. Can't see the snow, but you can see the embers. They're being put out by the snowflakes. This is awesome. Yeah, you need a pretty long stick to roast a wiener. Otherwise you'd melt. Seriously, your face would melt right off. That's hot. But it's wonderful. Nothing like a roaring fire in the middle of winter. Wow. They look like a million fireflies.
This is a lot of snow. Look how neat that looks. Look at that.
That's our composter.
The neat thing that I like about this is that you can see footprints, paw prints.
Come this way a bit. Remember this big wall that was here?
Yeah. Wow, this is going to be a great spot for the mill. This is nice and level in here.
Well, it is now. It sure wasn't. It was undulating. Kind of like that stuff down in there.
Yeah.
I pulled an 80-foot tree out of here.
Wow.
I knocked it over with pepper.
I can't really see too much tonight.
No, we'll look again in the morning.
Yeah.
But it's neat. It's coming.
This is going to be a great spot for the mill. Just absolutely great. Wow. Look at this fire. Wow. It's still snowing. This is a lot of snow. Snowflakes are still coming down. Good morning. Look at this. We're not used to seeing this in the morning. This is just something. This really is a winter wonderland. The generator's on, and I am going to do a measurement of snow. Just gonna get the measuring tape, and I'm gonna measure a couple of different places. So here goes our first one. It's 3 inches. Let's see a couple more. And that's 3 inches. Looks to be about 3 inches of snow out here. That's about 4 inches there. So I guess it depends on where it falls. But what a winter wonderland we have. This isn't something we're used to seeing. It's wonderful.
Well, we had quite the snowstorm yesterday. Oh, panels have lots of snow on them. Starting to fall off. I'm going to get after that. But what I want to do right now is check the fire. See if it's still going. It's a total winter wonderland here. Have the generator going because we haven't had much sun. Interesting that the snow falling off the balsam, what is it, balsam pine? Balsam fir? I don't know. Interesting that the snow coming off it is yellow. Huh. Fire's going, but it looks like it's going to need some rearranging. A bunch of stuff didn't actually burn. I'll throw it back all on the middle. And hopefully we can get all that stuff cooked off. Big pile of ash in the middle. Wow, that ash heap is 3 feet tall. Okay, I'm gonna pile all this on. I grabbed what I could from around the fringes, piled it in the middle. Let's see if it catches. It's looking like it might.
I think these are my glass jars that I'm going to replace my plastic ones with. There they are. Oh, I like these ones. These are great. It's exactly what I wanted. Beautiful. Love them. Well, here's what the mill site's going to look like in the daytime. So we're coming up here. And it's just in this little area right here. There's going to be a road coming up straight and then a road coming in through here. And Ryan's been working on that. And today he's going to be a faller.
Be a faller today.
Is your chain well sharpened?
I'm gonna have to do because I don't know where the sharpener went. I'm gonna use the little one right now because it's easier to handle. Chain came off.
The chain came off.
I just tightened it too.
Oh no. Is that the new saw?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. This little table's coming into good use.
It is.
The sun.
Yeah. Another blast of solar power.
Yes. It's wonderful. It's almost like you have to take it right off to sort it out.
No, I might have to actually.
Even then, it still seems like a puzzle.
It is a puzzle. I know there is a quick way to do it. I just don't know the quick way to do it. Now I'm just making it worse.
I've never seen a chain do something like that.
It's bizarre, eh?
Like, look.
Okay, it's way worse than it was. So we're just gonna have to try to figure this out.
It looks like Mickey Mouse.
No. It looks like there's a problem. Okay. So if I go that way.
Yeah, just little by little.
Yeah, the problem is
But then you go that way.
little by little just makes it worse down the other way.
Wow. Do you want me to try?
Sure.
I just don't have gloves, so I better get some, I guess.
There's some blue gloves in the truck. In the back seat.
Oh, you're getting it. Oh. Maybe it's easier than we thought. You just need to pull it.
No. You see down here? This is a disaster. You see how it's twisted here though?
There you go.
It needs to go inside out somehow. It has to come this way. See? If you look at it closely. You can't pull it that way, you see?
There you go. You just about had it. There you go. You got it. You got it. That was tricky.
Now, do I have this going the right way?
Oh dear.
Which way does it say on here? Which way the teeth go? All right.
You look nice with your coat, Opal. You look so pretty. Yes, you do. Oh. There it goes. Wow! That's exactly where I said it was going to go. My goodness. Wow, that's a big tree. It's starting to get a bit rotten in the middle, eh?
See all the rot here?
Yeah, honey, you did a good job.
Yeah, I told you exactly where it was going to go.
That was a loud crack.
Was it? I couldn't hear it.
You couldn't, eh?
You see this here? This is a plunge cut. And what that does is that ensures it's not going to barber chair on you. Right?
Oh, I see.
And I came back this way and then I finished the cut this way, and I should have been on the same plane as this, but I wasn't, but it still worked out.
I saw it starting to go and I thought, I wonder if you see that.
Well, I saw it starting to go and then I backed off. But yeah, no, it worked out well.
Oh, now you're going to be a faller?
So I'm going to pull that out with pepper, and then I'm going to do that one.
This big tall one here?
Yeah. And
Well,
the
that
next one
sure
I'll do-
opens this area up, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the next one I'll do is that one there.
That one. Okay. Okay, here's some trucks here. There's a couple little rabbits around. And this is Opal. Oh dear.
Before I can bring the mill into this area, I need to create enough room not only for the mill itself, but for logs, equipment, and a safe working space around it. At the same time, I do not want to clear more trees than necessary. So I'm looking carefully at which trees are leaning, damaged, or close enough that they could eventually blow over and crush the mill. So this is not simply about clearing space. It's about choosing selectively and making the area safer for the long term.
There it goes. Okay, I think the last one he's doing today is that one right there. And that's a big one. That is a really, really tall one. He says it's going to go that way. We'll see.
Well, this tree is about to give me a very clear reminder that trees do not always go where you expect them to. I cut the notch in the direction I wanted it to fall and then began the back cut. But instead of tipping forward, the tree settled backward and pinched down onto the cut. That's pretty dangerous and should have told me that there was more weight, or more lean, in another direction than I had accounted for. Then, without much warning at all, it went over almost 90 degrees from where the notch was pointing. Oh man, the notch and the hinge can help guide a tree, but they cannot always overcome the enormous weight of a tall tree, particularly when the crown is pulling heavily to one side. Somewhere in the process,
What's going on, Ryan?
the holding wood was no longer able to steer it, and the tree followed its own natural balance. I'm not going to pretend that this went according to plan, because you see that it didn't. This is just a sobering reminder that no matter how many trees you've cut, every tree has to be assessed on its own. And when something does not behave as expected, you have to treat that as a warning.
Pretty good spot. Quite happy with the location. This was Melody's idea, and it's perfect. So this is what I'm starting with. It's about 4:30, maybe 5 o'clock. See how long it takes me to clear this out. Quite a bit of stuff in here. Let's see how it looks. Nice view of the lake from here. It's elevated. It's protected. There's the back 40. So we'll have an exit road through there, just to the left of that log pile there. Kind of right in line with that wheelbarrow. So it'll go this way, kind of curve out. All this area in here will be cleared out, including that big tree. And we'll have some good amount of space here to operate the mill, and hopefully I'll be able to actually put a mill shed in this area in here somewhere. And that way we can put our finished lumber there to dry. So a couple more trees have to come out, and this will be really good. Here's another look at it.
I like the fall, the mist and all. Well, this isn't a typical fall for us. We've been here before in the fall, and some days have been incredibly beautiful and warm. The leaves all colored. Well, as you can see, there are absolutely no leaves on any of the deciduous trees at all. But I am going to be making a pumpkin pie today. I have to make a new sign for the bird bath. Here is our pumpkin. Doesn't it look nice? So it's just a little one. It's not all that big, but we got it at the store in town, and I'm gonna make a pie.
Well, I didn't have time this year to put on the new roof on the array shed. I have the material, but I didn't have the time. So what I've done is I've hung this tarp up, and hopefully it will stop excess precipitation from resting on top of the array shed. Because there are some holes in the roof, and there is actually water that sometimes drips down inside the array shed shop. And if snow collects on there and takes forever to melt, that's sort of what happens. Uh-oh, it looks like the tarp ripped already. Can you believe it? Oh, I just put it up today. Oh no.
I was just inside baking pumpkin pie, and we looked out and saw this gorgeous sunset with the snow. That's our first snow sunset here on the island. It's absolutely beautiful. Opal, she's running around underneath me here. What are you doing?
Are you enjoying it, son? Colors are amazing.
They are so pretty and so defined. The creosote's leaking from the pipe for the stove?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's because it's not a dual-walled stove pipe.
Oh no.
So next year we'll finally put in our dual-walled stove pipe.
Uh-oh.
But this has been leaking. Like, look at that board. See where the pot is?
Oh my goodness. What? Oh no. What? Oh no. Look at the building.
Yeah, that happened last time we were here.
Uh-oh. And that's the same stuff?
Yeah.
That's not good, eh?
No, it's not great. So I'll put this on.
And that won't melt or anything?
No.
Oh.
And then this will...
Do you need some kind of a twist tie or something, like a pull tie, so that it doesn't...
Yeah, I'm going to go get a couple zap straps.
Okay, yeah, that's what I mean. You need a zap...
This will just hang down like this.
You need a zap strap?
I do. I'll go get a couple of those.
Okay, oh boy. All right.
Not the best solution, but it'll work.
As you can tell, we've got a lot of different things going on here today. And
You don't want to be downwind.
that's creosote?
Well, it's mostly water, but there is some creosote.
Where's
in there.
that going to go? Oh,
in-
into that little filter that we have. Good. Oh, wow-wee.
That's creosote. So what happens is the moisture, the hot moist air comes out of the house up the cold pipe and immediately condenses. Hot air holds a lot of moisture. When it hits the cold pipe, all that moisture condenses and runs down and hits this. Some of this escapes up as steam, but some of it condenses and runs down.
That is the smell that was in the cabin. Smell that smell.
Yeah, it's like an ash smell.
Yeah. Should we clean that creosote out of the bottom?
There's hardly any in there. Not worth it.
Okay.
So all this is going to get changed out next year.
Oh,
So
good.
even the pipe coming out of the cabin will be changed.
Right.
So it'll all be stainless steel,
Uh-huh.
dual walled. And then hopefully we'll be able to wash that off. If not, I'll just repaint it.
You have a bad feeling about that one there. Oh, wow. Well, I'm so glad that you came out and saw that. What is it that you're doing right now?
Just doing the final bit of insulation underneath. I just have one more strip about this wide and about 8 feet long.
Wow, that'll make a difference, won't it?
Yeah, no more condensation on the floor.
Way to
Same
go.
reason.
Yeah. Okay, well, it feels good to get that done, eh?
Yeah, because then I can get the canoes and everything underneath. Right now I can't because I can't push it all that way.
Yeah. Okay. We didn't grow up in a Ukrainian family, but pierogies were always one of those meals we loved. I served them to my own family over the years, and they became a favorite in our house too. There seems to be something comforting about a plate of warm pierogies, especially when they're fried up with onions and served with sour cream. It's simple food, but it brings us back to a lot of good family memories. Okay, what do you have there?
I have a pierogi dinner for me.
Now we've got to have the taste test. People always want to see the taste test. What do you think?
I think it's wonderful. I think you're going to love them.
I can't wait.
Yeah, you better dig in. Well, really good.
Good.
It is a cold, wintry day today. We're getting ready to leave. You're leaving in a couple of days. You're starting to pack up. See that there? Opal was running and wiped out. Poor little dolly. I'm just going to come over here and clean the panels off. Now this ramp here is 100% solid ice. So I'm warming up the truck and I'm warming up Pepper because Pepper is going to put some sand on this ramp and hopefully I'll be able to get the truck up it. We shall see. If you were watching last week, you saw me clearing these solar panels then too. When you live off-grid, snow on the solar panels isn't just an inconvenience. It can mean the difference between having plenty of power and having to start the generator. Even a fairly thin layer of snow can block most of the sunlight from reaching the panels. And because these panels are all connected in series, one covered section can reduce the output from the entire array. The best angle for solar panels in the winter, especially this far north, is 90 degrees, as in vertical. So these panels are not at the optimal angle for the winter season. The snow does not shed as readily or completely as they would if they were oriented vertically. So every time we get a decent snowfall, clearing the solar panels just becomes part of the morning routine around here. One improvement I want to make is to reconfigure the mounting rack so that I can adjust the tilt of this array. But for now, it's not a big deal to come out and clear the snow. I do have to be careful though. The panels can be scratched, so I'm using a soft squeegee and letting the tool do the work rather than just scraping at them. It doesn't take long and the improvement can be immediate. As soon as the panels are exposed again, we start putting that critical energy back into the batteries. Oh, look at the shoreline. Oh, the weather outside is frightful. Okay. Definitely a winter wonderland here too. So this tells me the barge is sloped slightly to the bow because we have some runoff trails here at the front. Aha, that's what I'm after. Look at all the snow melt. Snow falls in the boat. The lake water heats the hull, melts the snow. Look at this. There's hardly any slope here, but Pepper cannot even make it up this shallow incline. Whoa! We've had enough snow now that getting around the island is starting to become a little more challenging. And it's not the amount of snow that's the problem. It's what happens after we've driven over it a few times. Each pass packs the snow down a little harder, and with the temperatures moving up and down around freezing, the surface has become extremely slippery. No matter what I try, forwards, backwards, feathering the throttle, it's just too slippery to go anywhere. This little stretch of road is pretty important for us. It's our route between the cabin and the barge landing. Keeping it safe and passable is really important. I was hoping to go grab the bucket and use Pepper to spread some sand around the area, but it looks like I'm going to have to resort to plan B. In order for me to cover this ice with sand, I'm going to have to get Pepper up this incline. Even though it's not that steep at all, this little hill can be quite treacherous, as you've already seen. Well, look at that. Just a couple of shovelfuls of sand provides enough traction for Pepper to slowly work his way up the hill. The trucks are finding a little purchase, and we're not sliding around nearly as much. Almost there. I thought I could finesse my way up to the top, but it's going to take a couple more shovelfuls to make the final stretch. Okay, I have the sand, and now I'm going to spread it from the top down so that I can maintain traction to get up the hill for more loads of sand. As you can see, I'm not taking any chances. I'm being quite liberal with the sand here, and it should make it much safer to travel up and over to the barge landing. This should hopefully save us from having to deal with a much bigger sheet of ice later on. Living remotely means taking care of the little problems before they become big ones. Thankfully, all worked out. We had the gear and the energy to get this job done.
While I'm in here baking pumpkin pies, Ryan is bringing the crates in, and we're going to fill them up and take back tools and anything that we're going to need at our home base to get ready to come back. That's basically what our life consists of. Planning to come back. It's hitting the deck, honey. You got to raise your forks. You can come in further if you want.
Better?
Yeah. That was a perfect delivery.
Beavercraft box in there.
Yeah.
There's some lids. There's some books. A few things in there for you.
Great. All summer I've been saying I'm missing some boxes. And there they are. Well, that's good news.
If you're new to our channel, this story didn't start today.
That's right. Head back to Season 1 to binge all of our playlists to see how this remote island homestead began. If you've been on this journey with us for a while, here's a favorite worth revisiting.
Every chapter of the My Wild Home experience builds on the one before it.
So grab your favorite drink and catch up on our story.
And we'll see you on the next one.